Hello, happy Friday. Wow, what a week we have had. It has been one busy week and a very exciting day today. And when you're home this weekend, share with folks that you are around the cool things that you did in science lab today. Talk to them about those chemical reactions. All right, so just wanted to give you a little heads up about where we're headed next week with our social studies. And that is talking about the different levels of government that we have here in Florida, and specifically who is sitting in the leadership seats. It'd be interesting for you to find out that we have people who represent us both in Tallahassee, and we have folks who represent us and travel to Washington, D.C. and represent our needs, our interests. So I wanted to share with you a couple of websites where, if you had a chance, that you could start looking at this with folks at home. So here, what you see on the screen is floridasenate.gov. And that ending is very important. There's lots of info out there on the web. So when you see a .gov, that's a government website. So that's a legitimate website to visit for information. So here you see some information that is showing us the district lines and who would be representing us in the state Senate, so up in Tallahassee. If we're living here in the Winter Haven area, these are a couple of folks who are representing us and our needs up in Tallahassee. When they cast their votes, when they vote for things, they should be representing us and our voice. You'll see here that there are links as well to the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate. What that's talking about is the people who go to Washington, D.C. and represent us. So what we're going to talk about is that every state in the United States has 2 senators that go to Washington, D.C. Many years ago, when our Constitution was developed, the very beginnings of our government was developed, there were 2 houses that were set up. One is the Senate, and one is the House of Representatives. The Senate is equally represented by all states. So there are 2 people who come from every state to go into the U.S. Senate. However, the representatives, it varies depending on the population size of the state. Well, here in Florida, we're a pretty big state. So we have over 20 people, 20 representatives, over 20 representatives who travel up to Washington, D.C., and they are representing us here in Florida. Well, who exactly represents us here in Central Florida? Who represents us and travels to Washington, D.C.? Well, that's something that we're going to be finding out this next week. Or if you have a few minutes, you could look into these websites and see if you can find out yourself. So again, this website here is www.floridasenate.gov, and here is one, myfloridahouse.gov. Here's another one where you can get some information about the leaders who represent us. Okay. I hope you all have a super weekend. I sure had lots of fun today in the science lab, and I look forward to many more exciting labs. Take care, get lots of rest, and I will see you on Monday.